gentlemen, my dear friends, I apologize for being too late. Shopping took a bit longer than I anticipated. Sorry. Anyone present in chat? Let me adapt. Let me adapt our little stream info was updated. Great. We're still there. Let's give you guys a nice view upon the stew. There you go, guys. The app on there. So. Let's. Now I'm gonna do. Who cares? There we go. Nice. As you can see, we got a good load of solid. It's really nice. The broth has a nice color to it. Hard for me to show you with all of the lights and everything, but it's great. Really. Today with the thing that I'm streaming, most likely nobody is going to be present. I know it's way earlier than usual, and I only warned you, I think, like an hour ago. I know. I've got a few appointments today, so I don't have that much time. That's the reason why. Let me check. Great. Now let's get it on. Ingredients today won't be a lot. Well, because this stew tastes great and I don't want to overload it too much. Nice. Yep. And I don't want to overload it too much. Since we've got so many solids in there. So I'm going mainly for nice flavor things. One is we're going to add mushrooms again because I kind of like mushroom. And we're going to add meaty stuff. The broth has a nice flavor to it. Okay? For the mushroom, I picked. Wait a moment. There we go. This should allow it to look way better. I'm getting the chat away for now, just for a bit. There. If it's really active, I'll put it back in, but today is a lazy day anyway. We're going to use white champignons. And for the meat, we're going with beinfleisch. And beinfleisch is the leg meat of beef. And I've got a marrow bone, and here is the meat, also with a bit of bone. So the bone, the meat. Now I'm wondering if I should cut it into pieces or if I'll throw it in the hole. That I am not sure yet. Usually I'd have help me with these kind of decisions, but I think today I'm more on my own. Well, it's way too early. And most of our American friends, it's like around midnight for them right now. Our Canadian friends aren't around either, so us poor and sad Europeans are alone. And I've not got that many European yet, and most of them are still at work. It's just generally a bad time right now. I know. I'll try to not do it at these times, but I have some appointments today. And after this, I'll be gone. Most likely until late at night. I didn't want to buy stuff and come back and maybe cooking at like midnight or AM or something like that. So I thought, okay. I even wondered if I should completely scrap the live ingredient drop today. But then I thought, well, for documentation purposes of the future, like if anyone wants to see how this developed, they won't care. Like if this was recorded at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., or 8 p.m. We'll be putting the meat into... Yeah, wow, that's nice. Wow, that's fat. That's really hard fat. Crazy. That you can just rip it apart like that. Wow. That's the collagen, I think. This. Look at this. Wow. Can manage this if I can. Yep, works. Nice. And that we have the decision. Just a moment. This will be done nicely. I'll leave a bit hanging. I'll just accept a bit of it. Won't be bad to have some bone and some meat still on the bone, I think at least. And I need sharper knives. I know. Please don't annoy me. It's good enough. You're not watching a pro cook, you're watching a dude at home, okay? Nice. There. We're gonna make more cubes of it. I hope that I'm doing it right. Just how I hope that it will taste nice. That's a lot of fat. I think that should be a great addition to the stew. But I can only hope, because I'm not that well versed with the different parts. For example, the oxtail. I wasn't such a big fan of the oxtail. I've got to admit, it was too strong for me, for the taste. The goulash meat I love. I really love the goulash meat. No? Where's that? There, we're going to sear it or brown it in butter. Yeah. I'm going to take some salt. Salt and pepper is going to be all using. Yeah. Nice. And then this, should I keep it? I'll just keep all of the meat on it. Or should I cut it off? What do you say? I think I'll just leave it on there. I hope that will be a good decision. I can just hope. So we give all of the meat to the side. I see the nice marrow bone. These are the two bones that we've got. This and that. Here's the bone. You can see this bone and this bone. And we're going to do our little the champignons. I'll wash them. I'm not sure if I would have to, in all honesty. They seem clean. I think in the shop where I bought them, they're supposed to already be cleaned. But you never know. This is bad, it won't hurt, right? Here we go. There we go. Yeah, nice butter. I will be putting all of that, well, all the meat, going into the pan. And once meat is finished in the pan, we'll be throwing in the mushrooms together. Maybe those pieces are a bit too big. I could imagine. Well, who cares? We'll find out next time, right? And I know you're supposed to do it like this, so that connection here is away from the just gotta make sure that meat turns around in the pan. That's nice. There we go. A bit of and into the machine. This the machine, the pan. Again, I have no clue if that is a good idea or not. Like which meat should be browned and which shouldn't. But I think it would be nice. There we go. You can tell that I'm trying for the camera to look more professional with the way I keep my finger, right? I want to be a good role model. Right as I said that, I held it wrong. I know. Such is life. There we go. Lovely. Well, we could maybe brown this a bit too, right? And I'm going to throw the champignons into at the same time. There we go. Guys, I don't have a camera oven yet, and I don't have the holdings and everything to be able to do it. But since some of you said that you really wanted, I have that Ko-Fi thing, the Ko-Fi, where you could donate. I understand if you don't want, don't worry. I wouldn't. Don't think that I would spend money. I don't want to spend money myself, so I understand it. But if you want me to get another extra camera for the oven action, you can donate, and I will get this other camera. Okay, I promise. And this with the bone idea, because I can't hear the mushrooms easily around. I should have done the before. See, now you could watch my fuck up. That's this bone. Yeah, the bones are really tough. Nah, fuck it. I'm throwing this out. Out with you, out. And we just focus on, yeah, on these little babies. Nice. Nice. There's nice, isn't it? That sounds nice, and tastes nice, and looks nice. So it's 50-30. Phew, getting. I gotta hurry. Now I'll just get a single little ladle of the broth. Made a mess. To add it to the pan. I hope you can hear a different sound. And with that pretty much finished, I think that we need to add anything else today. I really think that's a good point where we are. Yeah. This looks nice. I think we are at this point now. let me get the phone, record it. And let me move this camera. Yep. As you can see, I made a mess. There we go. We're going to start it off with the mushrooms. As I said, white champignons. Nice. They were seared in the same pan. The meat, which is from the leg, bone flesh. I don't know what the English term is. It's like from the leg of the beef, of the cattle with bone. Okay, I made a mess that really jumped around. Here's one big chunk with meat, a bit browned, and a big bone. You can see big bone, the whole leg is one bone. Nice. And we've got a marrow bone. This time I tried it to brown it just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. Yeah? Rub. Nice. That's it for today. We're not going to add any more. We've got enough spices, in my opinion. We've got enough taste. The meat and the marrow bone should be more than enough to make it all really nice. Should be more than enough, as far as I'm concerned. Now let's stop. Nice. Just making sure to steer it around so we don't have the same things down on the ground all the time. And while I do it, watch out that I don't scrape the bottom when I use the metal things, because we want to keep using it long term and I'm not sure how it will work, so we're being extra careful. Okay, usually I use the wooden spoon, but sometimes I don't, so I would say that I'm extra careful, but if I'm careful, I'm extra careful. Okay, there we go. There. Up. Nice. So, I really forgot to buy something. I always realize too late that I forgot something. There we go. Yes, works nicely. See the thing where we're very well. Great. All right. Great. And with that, I wish you all the very best.